Hello, my name is Chevalier. Welcome back for another episode of Curtain Steel and Supreme War Ultimate. In previous episode, we started helping the French, well, invading Spain and all that sort of fun stuff. We also were advancing a decent bit in Brazil, although the speeds have certainly gone down because we captured a lot of the more urban areas already, so it's going to be a lot slower advancing. We might actually pull that one back to the flank there, just to make sure that we have someone protecting it. Suppose we could also send these two in there. We can bring in the artillery now down south, and then this group can start just pushing through the towns here one by one. And basically just putting Brazil back to its knees. We do have some combat going down over here, which we are just trying to clean up the remaining few towns that have been left in the pocket. And then of course in Spain we're going to be moving the infantry in position here. It's already in position actually. Move that first, and then that one, because this one's going to be slightly faster. It's still going to be arriving there first, but hopefully that is going to give us small enough time between the... Actually, that might be slightly faster. Or for in here before... No, it was exactly the same time. Excellent. So that is going to be the end of those garrisons. There is probably some... Oh yeah, there's plenty of French garrisons there. So this group can get in here, that can get back on the road. And maybe destroy that enemy artillery. Oh, we've got independence. Kuwait got independence from United Kingdom. I shall support that independence. Because that does mean that it's probably going to be yet another nation joining the NATO. Oh man, there is a lot of stuff in here. Now we've got some extra troops in... Oh, we should have these 6. Maybe just be entrenched here somewhere. Maybe entrenched in front of the artillery. And then we've got another 6 over here that could be entrenched over there. We've got our troops entrenched on the crossing, so that at least gives a bit of defenses against potential enemy advances here. We could bring in the AA slightly closer again, or further south, so we can start shooting down more of the enemy planes. There is a lot of, well, mostly AA units actually in there, so perhaps not all that useful, admittedly. That is a lot of planes there. Oh wow, that is a lot of planes there. Alright, I think I do have some more AA units in here. Now the question is, are any of them the long-range stuff? No, not really. I guess those are still in Brazil for the most part. And of course we are building some, but have we actually managed to get any recently completed? We've got one. We've got some more troops over here that we could definitely transport into France. There's a tank. Is that one? Oh, that's another TL1 rover. That's not particularly impressive. Unit in strength, at least. Bring that one back a little bit. So I guess it's time to send in our infantry. Another one goes to the road, the other one goes through the forest there. And we can capture yet another town for France. Should be fairly easy to do. There is a massive amount of combat in here. We're shooting down a lot of enemy planes as well. Well, actually, we're not shooting that many down. There's not that many enemy planes currently moving. Those two are resting, because we do have a lot of troops in here. Oh, especially artillery that we could start bringing in. Actually, that's no, we'll just take the supply truck from there. And Netherlands are wanting to buy a lot of military goods. You know what? I can fund both sides of the war with military goods. That's fine. Other than the fact that the French might not enjoy it, but well, it happens from time to time. Ceasefire side between Paraguay and Brazil. Oh. Alright. Well, I mean, yeah, there's not that much going on in there. Oh, did they return? No, they did not return the border, so okay. I mean, I guess that means that we can capture more of this. Is this, technically speaking, loyal to Brazil? Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is... No, that is Paraguay, and then that is Brazil. Alright, well, we can advance these forward. And bring in the artillery closer. And clear out the garrisons in there soon enough. We cleared out the troops in here, or garrisons in here, so let's just go ahead and start advancing towards the next town over there. These two can go ahead and clear out the town to the north, while the infantry is, for the most part, ready to. I suppose these can clear out the town here, and then we'll just take the infantry entrenched there, except you can stay back behind. We can bring in artillery closer, so that's already cleared out, but we've got some tanks moving in here. And we managed to link this up to the rest of the network. You can capture that now. How's the infantry in here in terms of supplies? 3%. So yeah, it's probably not going to be able to reach through there. Which is kind of what I expected. But let's get into the next city here. We'll probably want to, after this one, we'll get over there to clear out that one. Then get in there, clear out that, and then get into one of these, clear out Salvador. The reason is fairly simple. While we do have the better troops and all that, we don't have as many troops to fight 3 garrisons, or 3 sets of garrisons, probably high sets of garrisons at that, at the same time. I mean, we probably would win, but it would take a lot of casualties, and I'd prefer to avoid it if need be, or if possible. I'm going to give them orders to get into the city already. And then from Salvador, we're going to start pushing north again, probably down that way. I do hope that they give up soon, but there's no guarantee that they will, because they still have a massive amount of land. Actually, I suppose if we were to go for the ownership, there we go. So you can see a little bit better. So they got a massive amount of land here still, although it's not very populous land, mind you. And there's probably not that much disease. I mean, potentially it might just be something that we'll just maybe have to give some more troops to Argentina or something. How exactly we'll do it, I'm not entirely sure yet. Like, we may need to transport all the way back to Europe to be able to do that successfully. But yeah, that's 4 garrisons over here. That anti-tank or tank destroyer is taking pretty heavy damage. And the other tank destroyer is going to be taking the damage now, but they can at least take some of the damage for the tanks. And the artillery will support in the meanwhile. Just need to pull back. I think we are running low of supply, so we'll just pull back. We've reduced the amount of garrisons there drastically. We're going to rest for a little bit and then push in again. Although, I suppose we could send in another set of tanks down that way to assist on the combat. Right, we clear out the troops here. Let's get into the town. Oh! The Americans have brought in tanks here. Alright. A little bit unexpected, I'll admit. Now, how is Spain doing? Well, the situation in Spain going. You can push forward into the town. We can probably hold on that line for a little bit. Still holding on over here. We could easily get some more troops in there, of course. From here somewhere. For example, engineers, for example. Or just infantry. Yeah, so that infantry over there. Slowly but surely we can take control more of this. But it seems like Americans might actually have slowly realized the fact that Brazil is not going to be around for all that much longer. Well, the war might still go on for quite a bit, but like, there's a lot of advances there. Did we get Cusco yet? Not yet. I think we could afford moving these here now. But those are going down rather rapidly. We'll capture the barracks and then we'll probably clear, or sort of project to the northern side. I suppose we could bring in some more troops from infantry over here, for example. It's going to move them in a formation here for the time being. But we can get them sort of protecting, especially the jungle area here. The infantry will probably be working really well for defending. Now, how is the situation near Madrid? We've been pushed back, so I'm guessing French have taken fairly heavy casualties. They're probably fixing a lot of their troops right now. Did we get a full artillery group here? Pretty much. A lot of anti-air in there just in case, but we can start bringing this closer. Over here somewhere. We've got our rocket AA as well supporting some. Although there doesn't seem to be that much enemy planes in here. I mean, there's planes near Madrid, which we can't do too much about right now. Oh, we've got a combat engineer in here. Because that could be brought in there to assist with some of the defenses. And have we brought in any... Well, there's more infantry over here, but there isn't any long-range AA. I think the long-range AA is going to be the one that is going to help a lot in clearing out the enemy air superiority there. There is a lot of planes over there. We might be shooting down some of them, but not all that many. Right, back to Brazil. I believe we've cleared out the garrisons at their latest capital. There's still the American troops there. I suppose they might not be fighting against me. I mean, if that's the case, then that's fine by me. Oh, there was some troops in there. We got pushed back now. Alright, well, let's go ahead and entrench over there. Well, that is at least now held by the Argentinians. Or did they move their capital next? It's all the way to the northern coast there. Alright. But they don't have any... Do they have any sort of military production remaining? They've got the air production somewhere. Now, where would that be? Oh, here it is. Okay, well, that's something that if we were to capture, then that would probably weaken them quite significantly. Go ahead and bring the combat engineers here. They can probably help on assaulting that area, or that town there. Although I suppose, yeah, we've got more engineers over here that we could also push in. We've got the artillery that we could bring in, clear out all of that. The infantry is ready to capture the town, as well as the tanks can clear out that one. You get there, you get over here, and you help capture that. So that's going to be yet another town that we can capture from the enemies. United Kingdom and Somaliland form an alliance. Alright. I mean, that's fine by me, I guess. So, we got the artillery still supporting. We can bring in the troop here, and most of these could also push forward. I think we'll have... what do we have there? Oh yeah, we got a combat engineer from the Argentinians. So we'll be able to clear out these two fairly soon with the support that we have now. You push forward, and these can push into the town. They only got 2 garrisons in there, so they should be fairly quick combat overall. There we go. That's going to be captured, so all of this should be switching to our side soon after. So that is going to be lovely. Is there is an airfield over here. Bringing some troops to take that out soon. Oh man, that is going to be a long distance to get anyway. Alright, so I'm probably not going to bother with a lot of that unless I have to. I think the coastline is going to be the more important area. These two, how much do we have supplies in here? 41%, okay, that's going to be decent. I'll start pushing these forward in positions where we can make sure that we've got a bit more supplies in here. Then we'll take out the town of Geneva, and then we can go for the airfield. And then that's going to hopefully spread the supplies a little bit more. We'll just need to sort of link out of the area, and then that might allow us to get the supplies needed in here. Although we've got 7% there now, so we can probably push at least a little bit further. These can probably hold on to the bridge for the time being. And how are we doing in Iberia? Not too shabby, actually. These two are still needing a bit of repairs. I suppose I could switch some of these troops out, and then bring these two to entrench on that city itself. So it's a city they will be still able to help holding back some of the enemy counterattacks if need be, but it's not necessarily very high sort of pressure right now there. Right, so we should have the 7 on both of these. So let's just move in here, capture that village to the north of Valladolid first, and then that's going to push the enemy air force out. We can bring in the rocket anti-air in here. Get these closer. It's a lot of planes though. Well, luckily we can shoot down a lot of them. The tanks haven't taken that much damage yet. I do wonder though, have we provoked a lot of nations yet? Maybe. Spain, Peru, Lebanon, Panama, South Africa, Pakistan, Egypt. Okay, so if we factor out the colonies, a lot of nations, let's just put it that way, are potentially sort of angry at us. USA, not so much yet. We got a pretty good war justification towards the USA, though. Oddly enough. Okay, well, we'll do some damage over there, at least. That will help. Now, let's get back to Brazil, shall we? So, our infantry has cleared out that. Let's just go ahead and entrench in there, and I suppose we could just bring in the artillery over here. So, we'll just go along the coast here. Slowly but surely. This is another area that could... yeah, that's probably something that we do need to actually clear out. How bad is the approval rating now? They're only down to 17 million population. They got 28% domestic approval rating and 79% military approval. I guess they're not doing that shabby, or that badly then. Yeah, these are out of supplies now. That's a bit annoying. I guess it's time for these two to push in. Clear out the city and then go for the airfield. Clear out that one. Take a neutral fire in Iberia again, I presume. I'm going to have a look at there soon, because we might have some troops losing a lot of strength in there. Well, not that much. There we go, we shut down some of the planes there. I think we managed to clear out a lot of the pressure in here now. Let's just go ahead and move these two in, capture the barracks. We can have some troops defend the crossing there. And yeah, the garrisons are not going to last very long with our tanks here. The planes might be still a bit of a problem, but nothing massive. You can entrench into city now. You can go around and entrench on the other crossing there. So we can sort of stop them from moving troops back and forth through here. I mean, they might be able to move some troops through here still, if they have the amphibious capabilities, but other than that, they won't be able to get through there. We still got the defenders in here. We got artillery now supporting if they try to push north from Madrid again. And I think... Ooh. Right. Been taking... What did we lose here? Oh, we lost some infantry. Oh, it was pushed forward and it was fighting alone against the garrison, wasn't it? Alright. Let's send in a tank there to assist. Should be able to clear out the garrison there fairly quickly, though. And then, I suppose, speaking of garrisons, go ahead and have these attack forward. We will be capturing some of that. We are running a little bit low on cash, though. I was still making a lot of... we might be making a little bit too much... Oh, we're not selling most of this. Okay, I'm just gonna reduce the military goods production a little bit. That's probably gonna reduce all the expenditures that we have drastically. These can move in there, and I suppose I'll move in these into the city. Should be able to hold on for a while the other group of specimens is going to clear out that one. There's some Italian ships moving through here. Alright. The French are moving through. We could probably bring these into the city. Just entrench them. We could probably bring in the engineers as well. Entrench them into the city. So that is a lot of garrisons and some supply trucks. Okay. The supply trucks from North Vietnam. Shouldn't we be allied with them? Oh wait, is that North Vietnam? Hold on a minute. Yeah, it is North Vietnam. I suppose it's troops that they bought, but they never moved them out, so they might actually be... Oh, well. Whoops. We may have destroyed some of our allies' troops. Well, you know, it happens. We all get carried away in the heat of combat. Now, the next point to advance into, these both have a lot of garrisons, so I don't know if we can realistically speaking advance with those all that much. We could bring in some more troops. Oh! Right, there's a lot of specimens, and some of the T-72Ms. They even got a camo. Well, that's quite nice. Did this have any of the... Oh yeah, we got one of the entire units here. Let's just bring these closer. Probably somewhere around here. Especially if there's planes moving around here, we can shoot them down. And I guess it might be time to start getting some more troops, especially infantry, to clear out the northwestern corner of Spain. And then we can help push further south. I mean, we are going to be clearing out Barcelona, most likely. Slowly but surely. These can also push forward. Help clear out some more of the garrisons and troops moving about here. But yeah, no, like, we are fighting on a lot of fronts, and we're not really advancing very quickly on any of them. But at least we are advancing on most of them. These could probably start pushing... Push over there first. Got a few infantry over here protecting the flank just in case. And then I think it's time for these tanks to just advance into the airfield. Capture that and then just link up to the with the troops over here and start advancing along the road a little bit. There is a lot more troops over here than I expected. Some planes and some American units there. We're not actually fighting the Americans though, oddly enough. And they're not fighting at me, so, you know. Oh, but Argentinians don't like them, alright. So, yeah, well, when we get in there, then they are technically on a foreign territory that the host country doesn't like them being in. So that sort of makes a difference there. So I think a lot of this area should now start flipping to us over time. We do have the extra troops in here. I guess it's time to just move these in, clear out that one. The engineers from here could actually just push further north, I suppose. Not really need it down here. Well, they could try to attack across the river, but it's not going to be all that effective in the long run. Let's just bring in the infantry forward. We got some more tanks over here that will push forward. A lot of tanks over here in Brazil have taken or gotten a lot of experience, mind you. Most of them are now at least Iron Star, and a lot of them have the Bronze Star as well. I don't think any one of them has gotten the Silver Star yet, at least the ones that we have in Brazil. But yeah, we cleared out all of that. We should probably send this stack at least down here towards the airfield. And I suppose I could take these two as well. Move them a little bit closer. We can clear out that one probably fairly soon. And then that's going to be another place where they won't be having supplies. Got our submarines over here. I suppose what we could do is we could start moving these further. To El Salvador, for example. And then these, do we have supplies there? We do. Alright, well then it is time to get into combat once more. Clear out these one by one, at least. We'll start with that one. Then we could probably go for that one, and then these two and that one, and then push to the next set of rivers, or next river over here. And man, there is a lot of area here to clear up, so that is gonna take a long while. I don't think we're gonna make Brazil surrender anytime soon. Well, we've taken a lot of the lands and all that, but like at the same time, they've still got a lot of area here that they can hold on to. So I suspect that we'll actually have Spain surrender for sooner than what Brazil is going to do. Let's just send these into the city there. We'll clear out the garrison there. Technically speaking, we could just combine these into one massive group, so that's 14 units total. The infantry doom stacks work fairly well if the enemy doesn't have a lot of artillery. And if you're fighting in urban areas especially, that is a very effective way of fighting. Well, we're not killing them quickly, but we are killing them. Now they're sending in more things over here that are get damaged, and then they are sent away. And then we keep on firing on the troops in there. Okay. Well, I guess that's one way to do it. There we go, the garrisons are going down. Let's go ahead and give these orders to get in to the northern already. Start fighting the garrisons down here, then we're going to get to Badalona and then into Barcelona. Right, there we go, and then these can get into Badalona. Get that port so the enemies can't move through there anymore. And we should be able to clear out the garrisons in Barcelona fairly quickly. There's a lot of planes flying through here. We might want to get some more anti-air units, but we don't have a lot of them available. And of course we do have more infantry in here that we could utilize, so let's just gather up these into a group. And of course the tanks we can group up somewhere, so that it's probably not enough of them. It's a few. Could group up with some other troops, of course. But these aren't necessarily great at fighting against fortified positions, but they should be pretty good at, for example, protecting the flank over here and advancing on the open ground. There we go. I think we'll leave one of these behind in the port already. Well, these two behind in the port, because they've taken a lot of damage. And we'll just sort of flush them out of here or out of Barcelona region, one hex at a time. There we go, winning those. Are we actually selling the consumer goods still? We are. For a decent price as well. We're not selling all that much industrial goods, although we do have a lot of them. And then military goods is just not a massive demand for them. What about... we are selling still some metal ore as well. We could probably sell a little bit more extra from there, like sell another 10 million. Give us a bit more money, and then surely we've got okay. Timber, we still got a decent stockpile, but it's not too massive, so we can just let it be for now. There we go, the tanks have arrived and destroyed some of the enemy troops there. We could actually go ahead and advance over here. Hold the flank there in such a way that they won't be able to utilize it. And there we go, that's the Portuguese and some of the AA units pushed back. There we go, and we managed to get some money from the trades, so that's good. And the French are doing the majority of the work on pushing. Oh yeah, they got the heavy tanks over there supporting. Madrid, it might be falling. We've got our tanks over here. We could actually just push in here and start assisting on some of the combats. Let's bring in our anti-air units closer as well. So even when there's enemy planes moving about, we can help there. But yeah, I think Madrid is going to fall. Without too much of my participation, in fact. Like, sure enough, I've helped a little bit in tangentially, but yeah, Madrid has fallen. Now, where did they move their capital? They haven't probably moved that yet. Question is, are they going to surrender yet? Probably not. Although they are certainly being overwhelmed near Barcelona. Or not, well, Barcelona as well, but mostly Madrid right now. Ooh, this is going to be a bit tricky. We cleared out the garrisons on these two. So at this case, or this stage, it might actually be worthwhile getting in here. And then you can get down along the coast. So we can destroy the garrisons in the military complex fairly quickly. And then this can destroy the garrison and the artillery pieces hidden over here in the back row. So these can actually keep on pressing on. And these tanks could actually advance over here, push out some of the enemy troops again. And or destroy them. I mean, they are doing fairly good damage, although taking a little bit damage on their own as well. So it's not necessarily a complete victory. It is a victory, I would say. Alright, the infantry are going to keep on moving forward. Once we reach the river over here, or once we capture all of this, then that's going to be pretty decent. Or even if we capture that, then that's going to be closing the path quite nicely. We'll need to send someone to capture that. And then that one probably needs to pull back as well. Oh, I thought. Okay. You keep changing your mind on which way you want to retreat, so that's not very helpful, AI. Or the unit controlled by the AI there. Well, not really controlled by, but the AI retreat thing is just sometimes not very useful. At times it does work, just as it needs to, but when there's some odd angles where the attacks are coming from, it's just not very good. Alright, well, let's entrench over here, forward. Oh, there's a bit of planes flying through, but not too many. I'm guessing they either have the capital in Cadiz, Sevilla, or Valencia. Well, Valencia was one of the things that I was going to say, but I didn't get that far yet. Right, let's bring in some of these here. With the infantry and the tanks, we might be able to take out that one. And we're holding on to that. We could actually bring in some of the submarines guarding the port now. Once some more of that starts flipping to our side, then yeah, that's going to be good. They are trying to land. Technically speaking, even if they get in here, we should be able to start sinking them with our submarines. Although, are we able to get there? I suppose if we just cut through there, then yes. Right, what are we doing over here? We were going to advance a bit further north. We did clear out the garrison already, so let's just get to the next point. Bring in the artillery closer. These are still guarding the flank there. And have we managed to link up with the... Not yet, but we could... No, they don't have any supplies there. Alright. So this might not be spreading... Well, it's spreading a decent bit of supplies, but it's just not very far. Because these could actually go over here to link up properly, and then we've got our artillery that we can bring in closer. That has the supply truck as well. Oh, we've got another infantry over here. Let's actually send that further north. Down that way. And how are we doing in Spain now? So we did capture that one, so that is at least covering the flank to a certain degree. So if they try to send troops through there, we will push them back. I think it's time to send in the troops there. These could actually... Well, I suppose they can help, but they're not necessarily in the best shape. So to send the combat engineer back, this could maybe help. Send in the tanks to provide a bit more firepower. The infantry is taking most of the damage right now, which infantry is fairly quick to repair or replenish, so that should be fine. And yeah, the tanks are dealing good damage. Let's just go ahead and advance further. We're getting closer and closer to Zaragoza and Huesca. If we take those, then that would be yet another river crossing over here that is under our control. Oh wow, yeah, the French are now pushing everywhere from Madrid. Alright, let's just go ahead and take these, entrench on the southern crossing there. These are pushing further already. We got these tanks that we could do. Oh yeah, they're using one of our tanks again over here. Let's entrench next to the town, start destroying some of the defenders. They're asking for 250 tons of... Well, we got a pretty decent stockpile of consumer goods. Yeah, we can probably start selling more. Once again, start making some money through that. Is that a... Oh yeah, that is planes. Okay, so we could probably bring these in here and sort of attack through there. Is there... Well, there's still going to be some areas over here that we'll need to capture. There's some enemy submarines there. Unit design completed, Ep54. Alright. Perhaps not the best, but it'll have to do for now. Is the orbital launch system, that is going to unlock some, at least one new tech that will be... Oh, and that's the mission control that we are going to need before we can start sending things into outer space. There we go, that airfield is almost ours. There's a Japanese plane in there. Well, was. Let's go ahead and capture this. That's going to be cutting off yet another crossing point that they might have. I mean, they can still, of course, go through Portugal, I presume. Oh, is that? Oh, yeah, there's an escort from USA over there. And there is a town over there that we sort of bypassed earlier. Well, I mean, at least we got these here. We could probably send one of these to be repaired. These two can be repaired. And these two are repaired. We'll leave at least one there, just in case. We do have the submarines as well, sort of guarding the flank here. So they won't be able to land anything there, I reckon. But there's some planes flying through. Is that? Okay, that's us passing by, so that's fine, I suppose. Not much I can do about it, unfortunately. But yes, we did manage to... Well, the French took the Madrid, basically. We just gave them a bit of help. And right, Valencia. I suppose if we were to advance through here, we could get to Valencia fairly quickly. Or really in reasonable time frame. And especially once we've taken Zaragoza, we can just leave some troops to guard that for the time being. Although, probably not even required to guard that for all that long. And then just push along the coast, take Valencia, and then get all of this area here. And push towards Malaga and Gibraltar. Although Gibraltar is, well, not part of Spain. And Sevilla, that might be the last capital that they'll have. unless they move it over there. How is their support ratings right now? So their military is only 60%. They're down to 27% in approval rating, but it's still not the worst. But anyway, we are unfortunately out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like or subscribe if you haven't already. Also got the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.